seen so much. It's the experiences that you've had during this unprecedented time, COVID-19, the pandemic, that we want to get your perspective on. And so uh, I first want to open the conversation by saying thank you for making the time to do this interview. I know you're both
You're
exceedingly
welcome.
busy.
Thank you.
I think when the audience hears you speak, they'll want to say thank you to you because of how much you both and all nurses on the front line are really doing to battle and fight COVID-19 to keep us all safe. I mean, you guys are working some incredibly difficult, long shifts at work.
Yeah, you can
Sometimes,
say long.
yeah, in the evening, sometimes 10 hours or more,
Yeah.
which causes people to miss time with their children and their life partners, their husbands and wives at home, and it's having an impact on the families. And the information that we're seeing coming across, not even from conversations but headlines, is that nurses aren't necessarily their voices aren't being heard about what's really going on. I mean, the media is doing their very best to communicate statistics like the number of COVID cases and the number of
Mhm.
testing, but the voices of the nurses, your voices, K and J, you're not being heard in the public. And I think that's one of the things we're trying to do with this Parlons Soins podcast is just to give nurses a safe space and a platform for them to communicate openly about what's going on. So, once again, welcome to this part of our segment, and let's really have some meaningful conversations. Feel free to express your deepest concerns about what's been happening, and express to the listeners and people who can make a difference the things that you'd like to see changed. And with that being said, I'd like to start our conversation on a positive note, a note about how you're growing personally and learning through the situation. So I'd like to invite Jay to share with us what you've learned so far about yourself through this COVID-19 pandemic.
I think I've realized how scary this job can be. I never thought I would live a pandemic ever in my life. There's a lot of stuff that I've realized also that need to change, and I've also realized that it's time to change them. And I wish and I hope I can make a change about what's going on and a few things that are going on in the healthcare field right now. So I'm really hopeful right now, but I'm really hoping that in the future we can be more prepared. I hope we're going to be prepared for the second wave because it's coming back for sure. It's
Don't say
not.
that.
It's exactly. So it's really scary, and I think it's really. I never thought I would be so scared to go to work, and um, Kay can actually acknowledge that information about me. I'm a bit excessive about
A bit.
viruses, and yeah, I'm really scared
Mhm.
of
Thanks.
bringing something back home, like on a regular basis. So I have like a basket in my trunk where I put my scrub. I never go in my car with my scrubs on. I always make sure to wash my arms. Like whenever I come home, I go right away in the shower. And then now that this pandemic is happening, I realize how bad, how anxious, how much anxiety it's bringing me right now because I'm so scared to give it to my family, to anyone around me, to someone at the grocery stores, even though I'm wearing a mask. Like I think I've realized how anxious and the situation brought me. So I think I've never thought I would be
Yeah,
so anxious about going to work.
and I'm hearing that. I'm actually feeling a few of the things that you're sharing. There's anxiety, as you mentioned. You have some. I guess the word I would want to use here thoughtfully is, from what you're saying, you have some fears about a second wave, which I think I'm hearing Kay saying, don't say that, but we'll get to her opinion on that perspective about a second wave in a moment. Um, One of the things I really want to learn from you, Jay, as we talk, and you have the platform to speak, is is about you personally. And one of the things I want to understand, not only for ourselves, but our listeners, is that we know that this pandemic environment, most of us have never gone through in our lifetimes.
Mhm.
And so this is also a period of self-reflection. I think
Yes.
when, even when you're on your way home, either you're driving home or you're taking your shower and you're thinking to yourself, my God, I can't believe that happened today. I can't believe we're dealing with this. Or you sit down for, you sit down for dinner and you have conversations with friends or family over the phone because of these social distancing measures in place. You must have learned a couple things about yourself. When you look back over the past, I would say 3 or 4 weeks, and even if you want to go back over the past 3 months, is there is there something that you've learned about yourself that you feel like you want to share with us that can lift us all up, or even give us insight into how this is impacting you as a person? What have you learned about yourself over the past 3 months during the COVID-19 pandemic?